The present troubles of capitalism and their origins in Marxist influence. Esteemed reader, again, you may have been thinking as you read the last essay why the current state of affairs is not so rosy under capitalism as theory would suggest it should be. Let us venture now into a discussion exploring the current realities of our earlier discourse on mutual gain betwixt worker and employer. The heart of our difficulty stems not from the theory of a free market, but from the corruptions that have beset our age due to decades of unwarranted interference by the heavy hand of government. These are conditions which stifle competition, deflate the independence of the labourer, and widen the chasm of inequality. Let us reckon with the truth of this beguilement, whilst defending the proper course to remedy these ills. The critics of modern capitalism may rightly point to the rise of monopolies and cartels as evidence that competition is but a distant dream, replaced by large corporations that dominate the marketplace, offering low wages and stifling innovation. But let us not lay this tragedy at the feet of capitalism itself. Nay, the culprit is to be found in the decades of government meddling born of Marxist thought, which hath distorted the natural laws of free commerce. In a true capitalist society, monopolies are anathema. They cannot survive long in a field where competition is unfettered and where new entrants may rise, offering better wages and goods of superior quality. However, when governments, infused with the philosophy of collectivism, step in to protect and nurture these corporate behemoths through regulation, subsidies and tariffs, they create an unholy union between the public purse and private interest. Such policies, though presented as means to protect the common worker, do in fact entrench monopolies, eliminating the very competition that would lead to higher wages and greater innovation. These monopolies have grown fat upon the largesse of government subsidies, regulations that inhibit smaller competitors, and a tax system that doth favour the wealthy over the industrious. When competition is thus diminished, wages stagnate, for the need to entice labourers with fair compensation is no longer at the fore. It is thus not capitalism, but a perversion of it, that hath resulted in the workers' exploitation under these monopolies. In a true free market system, competition amongst businesses for skilled labour would drive wages upward, as employers would seek to attract the best minds to their cause. Another grave objection to the argument for free labour exchange is the question of rising costs, the phenomenon of inflation which doth plague the common man. For even if a worker were to negotiate a fair wage, what good is his compensation when the price of bread, housing and goods doth rise beyond his grasp? This too is the fruit of big government interference, born not from free markets, but from the manipulation of currency by those in power. It is the hand of fiat spending, of money created from thin air, that hath sparked the fires of inflation. The governments of our day, no longer bound by the gold standard nor by sound fiscal policy, have engaged in reckless spending, propping up monopolies and wasteful programs at the expense of the common man. The value of our currency diminishes with each passing day, and it is the labourer who pays the price, for his wage buys less and less with each inflationary turn. It is true, then, that we face a most difficult challenge in restoring the virtues of free enterprise. For the corruption of our system hath taken root over many decades, and the influence of Marxist thought hath spread far and wide, from the chambers of government to the minds of men. Monopolies are entrenched, wages are depressed, and prices continue to soar. To correct such a course will be neither swift nor easy, yet the solution doth lie not in more government, nor in the furtherance of Marxist doctrines, but in the restoration of competition, the embrace of entrepreneurial spirit, and the return to sound money. It is only by diminishing the role of government in the economy, by removing the heavy hand of regulation and fiat currency, that we may allow the forces of competition to take their natural course once more. Thus, we must reclaim the principles of liberty, both in governance and in the marketplace, ensuring that the labourer and the entrepreneur alike are free to engage in voluntary exchange without the undue interference of monopolies or big government. Only then may we return to a state of mutual gain, where wages rise, prices stabilise, and the fruits of labor are enjoyed by all. In conclusion, while the present state of capitalism may be fraught with inequality and monopolistic control, it is not the fault of capitalism itself, but of the Marxist-inspired interference that hath corrupted it. Let us restore the principles of competition, sound money, and limited government, that we may once again enjoy the prosperity and fairness that true free enterprise doth promise.